Bitterness rarely announces its presence. Hey, I am bitter and I am here. Bitterness prefers quiet corners of the heart where it can grow unnoticed, justified, rehearsed, obviously, and of course, protected. You may not speak it aloud. I mean, you can still smile, you can serve, you can carry on with polite interaction. But underneath is a story that is being written, a mental logbook of offenses and disappointments and unresolved desires. Over time, this silent bitterness starts shaping your perspective on people, on situations, and even God Himself. Hebrews 12:15 warns, "See to it that no one fails to obtain the grace of God, that no root of bitterness springs up and causes trouble, and by it many become defiled." Bitterness is not neutral. It's not just a private burden that we may carry. It spills into our words, our reactions, our body language, and even our interpretation of events. It defiles not just us, but it defiles everyone within our sphere. Bitterness is a form of judgment. It assumes that we are the rightful authority to measure someone's worth, to replay their offense, to determine how long they should live under your inner disapproval. It tells us that we're owed something, an apology, a change, recognition, respect. Until we get it, we're entitled to rehearse the offense. It is subtle vengeance, a courtroom in the mind where we are both prosecutor and the judge. But the gospel leaves no room for that. We have not been called to harbor offenses. We've been called to forgive as we have been forgiven. Ephesians 4:31-32, let all bitterness and wrath and anger be put away from you, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgave you. That standard is not optional. It's a command rooted in our own redemption. We were not forgiven because we repented perfectly or because we made restitution. We were forgiven because of Christ's work on our behalf. And now we are called to reflect that same mercy to others. This heart condition does not mean ignoring sin. It doesn't mean pretending that things did not happen. Bitterness and biblical forgiveness are not the same as denial. You can still confront someone, you can still establish protections, but you do it from a heart of love, not resentment. You seek restoration, not revenge. You release them from your judgment, entrusting the matter to the Lord. And so ask yourself today, am I carrying bitterness in silence? Have I rehearsed someone's offense more than I prayed for them? Have I found myself suspicious, cold, guarded towards someone without ever addressing it biblically? If so, then don't wait for them to fix it. Go before God. Confess not just the offense, but the bitterness itself. Ask Him to soften your heart. Ask Him to remind you of your own forgiveness, how freely, fully, and undeservedly it was given. Bitterness is not just a problem of pain. It is a problem of pride. It assumes that we deserve better. The gospel humbles us. It frees us. It changes the way we see those who sin against us. Release the bitterness, not for some kind of emotional benefit, but because Christ is worthy of your obedience and because His grace is actually enough.